You guys know I have not been feeling the greatest lately, but I found this lady on the internet, and her name is Dawn, and I really think we could be friends. She seems to get me because I don't have a ton of energy these days because I feel like crap and I've been going through it, and every day it's something new.
One ridiculous problem at a time.
But what's more is Dawn, who really I think we could be friends. So this friend Dawn, we might as well be friends, right? She also has a friend named Dana. And so I'm thinking, okay, I have 5 minutes and I'm gonna listen to Dana a little bit too. And we're going to go through this and just look for trash. Her principle is decluttering at the speed of life. So whether you have gobs of time to dedicate to this, or whether you're kind of like me and you can barely manage, and 5 minutes seems like an awful lot of time. And so I'm just going to give it a whirl. I'm going to try both of their techniques. And I know what you're thinking. I normally make weight loss videos. However, keeping a nice, tidy home is also very important to me. And keeping it, I don't know that I would say minimalist, but I would say modest and manageable. And so I just want to get back to that because I've slowly let things slide and now I have a train wreck of a room. Well, I have more than one train wreck room, but this one is definitely by far the worst. When we get down on ourselves and on life, the clutter kind of reflects emotionally what's going on with us. Oftentimes, our physical and representation, whether it's our bodies or everything around us, kind of shows what's going on. It's almost like a comfort thing, or we're holding on to things because we're anxious. These things around us are kind of like our protective layers that we kind of just keep acquiring, whether it's the weight or just stuff. And today we're going to address the stuff. And so naturally, I do have a room in mind. This room has turned into my dumping ground, and surely the whole 5 minutes could just be trashing things. And I will put a timer on this. I'll put some music on and we'll just get right into it. But to show you the room of shame, the horror. Oh, the horror. And it's not even like just one kind of thing that was being dumped and clearly forgotten. Oh my goodness, that's a story of how these plants got in this state. It feels so crappy. It feels so crappy to have failed at plants, especially some of them were actually really easy plants. But life happens. When parents need things and you put them in this room so the cats don't get to them, and 2 months later, you're like, oh, yeah, I had more plants. Except that now I don't anymore. Another thing to feel guilty about, and what do we do when we feel crappy and guilty? We eat. But you know what? For the next 5 minutes, we're not eating. We are tackling this nonsense. And I feel like I have a helper, except that he's the worst helper ever. So, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing that there's even like freaking, why did I put a half thing of cat litter in here and that's not even anywhere close to where it belongs? Oh my gosh. According to Dawn, we do need a couple of things. A black trash bag, which I think is mainly to keep other family members from taking anything out that they want. It's just me and the cats. If I happen to run out of these, I'm not going to stress out about it. I'm pretty good about once I fill it, it goes straight to the rolly thing that goes to the curb. And the other thing is a donatable box. And I think the third thing is a time will tell bin for like harder decisions. I don't really think I'm going to need that today. I don't want more things to trip over. If I really do feel like I need a time will tell, I'll just do the thing you're not supposed to do, which is just put it in a pile and then I'll deal with it then. But I don't anticipate that. I don't even think I'm necessarily going to need the donatable box. Okay, so I'm going to get set up and get started. And if I happen to trip and fall, can one of you do me a favor and like maybe call one of my parents or 911? And my parents' number is... That was only 5 minutes and I'm sweating and breathing heavy because I think that's supposed to be the beauty of the 5 minutes matters is in your mind, you're just working faster because you know you only have 5 minutes. So you're just trying to do the best you can. And I'm sure you saw a few times where I just got temporarily like frozen in like overwhelm, but I just kept working through and even just kind of shifted into just making pathways for the next time I come into this room. It'll just be a little bit easier. As expected, nothing in the donation box, and the bags I do like to use as ways to capture my recycling. And what's this? Oh, extra cords. Okay, so that's not totally trash. And maybe that's part of it too, is you have the momentum, so you're still looking for stuff on your way out. But I'm gonna go take this out to the trash and we will see if anything actually made a difference. So this is not gonna be the most beautiful after by any stretch of the imagination, but let's compare side by side and see the before and after and if I feel any better about this room or at least making some progress. Okay, so I get it. That was like probably one of the lamest transformations ever, but I do feel like when I look at that room now, it's still super overwhelming, but at least I can walk through it and not fear for like, I'm just gonna trip over everything if I try to do anything with this. It's progress. If you want to see me continue this and chip away at this 5 minutes at a time, we can see how many days it actually takes of 5-minute efforts. So yeah, I had to actually change into a lighter shirt because like I'm still like ugh, gross and whatever, but I hope you got something out of how that turned out. I have to say, Dawn, it really helps. Dana, yeah, just start with trash. And you saw me probably throw away things that seemed perfectly good. 2 appliances had been in there because they were simply broken and I just put them in there instead of taking them to the trash. So I don't know if it was like a crappy rainy day or whatever, but for some reason I shoved them in there. And so I dealt with it today because to me, that was obvious trash. The like unused stack of styrofoam plates, like I don't like styrofoam. I don't even know why I bought this, to be honest, other than I was probably cheaping out on something. And so even though I have my birthday party coming up in a couple of weeks, I'm just not even going to use them. I'm just going to get regular paper plates, and those went straight in the trash. So I thought I would actually get around to trashing some of the plants and the soil, but I did what I could in 5 minutes, and that's the beauty of it. And I didn't stress about it. I didn't try to make everything perfect or try to organize in the moment. It just was 5 minutes of everything I had. So bringing this full circle, I know when we're going through tough times, whether it's grieving, a period of depression, anxiety, it's easy for all this clutter to just build up, and then we just feel so crappy about ourselves, and it makes it worse and worse and worse and worse until we hit our breaking point. And I think that's kind of where I'm at right now. So if you're also in that funk, first of all, I am so sorry. But I also want to remind you that you also deserve to live well and live fully. And if it just takes 5 minutes, that's great. That's awesome. The other thing that this kind of showed me too is we talk about 5 minutes matters, and, you know, relating this to weight loss as well, because, you know, we also wear, well, at least I wear some of my emotional clutter on my body. And I thought, like, wow, that 5 minutes went by really fast. And so maybe it really wouldn't be that big of a deal to spend just 5 minutes on a treadmill, which I know sounds like, why would you even bother getting on the treadmill for 5 minutes other than, you know, maybe I'll end up spending longer, or it's just 5 minutes and you know what? It's better than nothing if that's all I got in me is the 5 minutes. So I'm just going to leave you with that today. Again, you deserve to live well. You deserve to live fully. I'm also telling myself this, and you know what? I just had a great time visiting with you today, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Bye. And if you haven't noticed already, I am doing Vlogmas just once a week, just a little something to break up the week for you guys. I know there is going to be so much Vlogmas content. It's impossible for you guys to catch all of it, but by all means, if you feel so inclined, go ahead and check that out. One Vlogmas is already up if you need a little bit of help just getting back on track after a huge meal, holiday dinner, lunch, whatever at work. Food is everywhere right now, and so I show you how you can go ahead, use Weight Watchers to your advantage throughout that day and for that massive meal, and how to get back on track. And I've got some more fun stuff. I think next Vlogmas we are going to try and shop for my Secret Santa person at work. So I'm super excited about that. And we'll see where that day takes us.